Namaste. This practice is designed to help us rediscover our infinite vision. Everyone has their own spiritual connection to the great oneness underlying everything, which is divine, eternal, and infinite. The Bhagavad Gita instructs us how to know and realize this connection through inner renunciation, where one is unattached to personal rewards during one's spiritual journey. This non-attachment helps us overcome the delusions of egotism, which limit our vision of who we are and what we can become. We can enjoy a more joyful life when we use our spiritual vision to see beyond our own personal desires. To cultivate this vision, spiritual connection, we can use a dhyana mudra to place the left hand palm face up and the right hand on top of this, over on this thigh. I'm sorry, let me restart. Place this left palm face up and the right palm on top, face up also, with the thumbs touching. All right, now we can contemplate more naturally this inner connection to spirit. And the translation of the Bhagavad Gita by Houston Smith, he says, "The mind is like a lake, and stones that are dropped into it, or winds, raise waves. And those waves do not let us see who we are. The waters must be calmed. If one remains quiet, eventually the winds that ruffle the water will give up, and then one knows who one is. God is constantly within us, but the mind obscures that fact with agitated waves of worldly desires. Meditation quiets those waves." Also in Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, his description of asana is very succinct. It should be steady and easeful. And when you're practicing the asana, you can let your mind have kind of a relaxed focus where you can let it see all the way to infinity. Okay? Now let's begin a little bit of seated movement with some sun breaths. Come on. With the inhale, we'll lift the palms, stretch up to the sky, lift the rib cage, and on the exhale, lower the fingertips down without collapsing in the chest or back. So keep the inner body bright. And breathe complete breaths in, complete breaths out. Taking as long to empty the breath as you do to refill. Then bring the hands back down to the knees for flexion. Exhale, chin to the chest. And extension. Inhale, lift the eyes, draw the chest forward. Rounding on the exhalation, tucking the tummy. And arching the back on the inhale, drawing the shoulder blades together. Okay, good. Now, And cross the ankles, twist the knees to the right, and then continue turning to the right, left hand to the right knee. Looking over the right shoulder, rotate the head if that's comfortable. And lean on that back arm. Take the left arm, sweep it up and circle. Inhale up and exhale down to make complete circles with the breath. Still drawing the shoulder blades together into the back. And reverse the circles. Good. Nice mindful movement. And we'll take the knees to the second side. Windshield wiper the knees to the left. Cross the right hand to the left knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Turn to look to the left. And continue moving as your body intuitively knows is best. The head, neck. And leaning on that back arm, circle the right arm. Big breaths in, long breaths out. So you can feel that full range of motion. Moving slow enough to feel all the parts of that movement. And reversing the circle when you're ready. Okay, and then lay onto your back. Lift up the knees. Lift the right leg and hold the back of the thigh. Flex and point the foot. And then try circling the ankle. And the opposite direction. And straighten the left leg onto the floor, pressing down through the back of the leg. Scissor the legs apart, pulling the right leg towards your head. Over a series of breaths, you may find you can move the hands closer to the foot or ankle, but be mindful that you can still breathe completely, that you're not impatiently rushing to some pose that's not really appropriate. Good, and then rest. Bring the right leg down. Lift the left leg up. Holding the back of the left thigh, point and flex the left ankle. And circle that ankle. And the opposite direction too. And straighten the right leg on the mat and begin to draw that left leg towards the chest. Inhale, relaxing the knee, straightening the back, and on the exhale, Beginning to stretch a little deeper, pulling the leg closer, but not in a greedy way, that your ego can relax enough to soften on the inhale and explore a little deeper version or stretch in a pulsating way of give and take. Steadiness and ease. So the mind can go infinite in its vision. And rest, bring the left foot down. And lift the knees once more. Walk the heels in towards the buttocks. Press the palms down on the mat and lift up the hips into bridge pose. You may need to walk the heels closer. You can support the buttocks with your hands, boost it up nice and high, or clasp the hands under the back, taking the shoulder blades together to lift the chest. Inhale, expand upward like a big hot air balloon, lighter than air. Exhale, squeeze in the buttocks and the thighs. Maintain that core strength. Take one final breath. Lift to your max. And then release the hands, lower the buttocks down. Great. What do we have there? And we'll just open the knees, reclining cobbler pose, the soles of the feet touching. Now you may need to lift the buttocks slightly to find a natural curve in the lower back that's not too tense in the thighs. You can find ease with your breath. Steadiness with muscular energy, pressing the soles of the feet together. And the mind relaxed enough to expand its vision to infinity. Now stretch the arms up over the shoulders, lengthen the legs, and take a full body stretch through the fingers and toes, arms and legs, moving whatever feels organic and needed. Before coming into Apanasana, hug the knees to the chest. Here. Let the arms lengthen on the inhale and contract the belly on the exhale. Roll into a little ball. Keep the chin tucked to the chest. Hold the backs of the thighs, and like a rocking chair, rock back and forth on the spine, eventually coming up to seated. Good. You made it. All right. Now let's go over to table pose. For some cat and cow stretch. Exhale, you tuck the tailbone, look down, and pull the navel up to the spine like an angry cat. In the inhale, the eyes look up so the shoulder blades can draw down and in to a sway back. Back and forth with your breath. Maintaining strength in the fingertips to press down. The inner arms to magnetically hug towards the midline. keeping the shoulder blades integrated onto the back of the ribs. Next, we're circling the hips. Bring the knees touching, and then roll the hips around, taking a full breath for each revolution. Inhale, rolling forward, and exhale, rocking back. And allow the freedom of that movement into your head and neck. When you're ready, change the circles to rotate the opposite way. And back to table pose. Separate the knees hip distance apart. Flatten the calves and sit back towards the heels, hero pose. And palms either press on the thighs to lift the head of the arm bones up and back, or you've already got them back and you're pressing on the soles of the feet. So just keep the chin level, sides of the neck back, and be comfortable in your body enough to let your mind go beyond this limited sense of who we are, what we identify with in terms of, what we have in our physical body. Now, please lift up the hips. And plant the hands for downward dog. Curl the toes under and press the hips back. And now we get to walk out the knees. And let them rejuvenate a little. Now, please rest knees down or just step the right foot forward. Then lower the left knee to low lunge. Climb hands up to that right knee and roll the shoulders back. Inhale, broaden the chest. And exhale, tuck in the tummy so you have the power to engage the thighs, legs, rise with the arms. And that relaxed focus that can let your mind be sensitive to more than just what our physical senses provide. For infinite vision. Now lower the hands to rest. Left hand staying down. Windmill the right arm up and twist to gaze up to the right hand. Inhale, expand in the shoulders, stretch through the fingers. And on the exhale, hug into the core. Steadiness with the exhale. Ease on the inhale. Now, you can lower the right hand to the inside of the right leg. Begin to straighten the right knee. Inhale, relax, align. On the exhale, tighten, strengthen, become relaxed enough in your mental focus to be aware of more than what's happening inside. left hand closer so it's under the left shoulder. Then open the right arm, lift it up, and look up to the right hand. Good. Take another breath. And release, lowering the right hand, stepping the right foot back. Pop back into downward dog. Relaxing the knees and shoulders on the inhale, and then lengthening, straightening the legs on the exhale. Press the heels down as you push the palms away. All right, then lower the knees. Step the left foot forward. And press down through the legs. Climb hands up to the left knee. And just be present this time and space. Ready, lift the arms. Embrace that infinite vision. Beyond identifying with the physical body, feel your connection to the world around you. To the sun, to the wind, to the earth. The sky, the stars. Now bring the hands down, bring them to the inside of that left leg. Widen the foot to the side if needed. And begin to fold forward, lifting the left toes up. Relax on the inhale. Make those little minor fine-tuning adjustments. On the exhale, then explore a deeper stretch. Tightening the muscles. Hug the muscles to the bone. So the muscles that you're stretching are also being engaged. And you can breathe into all those muscle groups. Good job. Now bringing the right hand closer under the right shoulder. Sweep the left arm up and turn to gaze at that left hand. And just roll the shoulders back, pull the navel in, and keep pressing down through that front heel. Protect the knee joint from hyperextension by maintaining that muscular energy in the thighs and calf. Nice job, everyone. Lower the left hand. All right. Let's step that left foot back. Coming up to downward facing dog. Take complete breaths in and complete breaths out. Now, three-legged dog. Lift the right leg. And look forward, step the right foot through to high lunge. Now we're balancing on the ball of the back foot. Climb the hands up to the front knee. Roll the shoulders back. Keep the eyes down if you're having trouble balancing. Now, when you're balanced, open the arms shoulder height with the palms face up to the sky. So this draws the shoulder blades down and into the back. Okay, keeping those shoulder blades integrated onto the back. Begin to lift the arms over the shoulders. You can keep the elbows bent if that helps maintain that connection. Good. Now bring the hands to prayer, front of the chest. Twist to the right and hook the left elbow over the right knee. A big challenge. Keep breathing. Doing great. Good job. Release the hands down to the mat and step the right foot back to downward dog. You did it. Yay! Now you see how downward dog becomes a rest pose. Alright, now three-legged dog, lifting the left leg up. Bring it up, that's the way. Good, good, that's right. One more breath. And then looking forward, step the left foot through. Come to high lunge, balancing on the ball of the back foot. So obviously, the longer your stance, the lower the hips are. That lowers your center of gravity, makes balance a little easier. So slide that right foot back as far as you're comfortable. Balance, steady. Focus from the core, drawing in. And try to open the arms wide, the palms up. Good, that's great. You can keep the arms wide or start to bring them over the head, over the shoulders, I should say. Good, great. Hands to prayer. Twist to the left and hook that right elbow over the left knee. Good, good, that's it. Keep pressing the palms together, pushing down through the bottom elbow so the chest stays broad. The shoulders stay relaxed on shoulder blades down. Good, great. Release, hands down. And we'll step back to down dog. Okay, walk forward to the hands. Bend the knees. Yep. Still on? Yes, okay. Roll the back up to standing. And we'll take, oh good. We're feeling the warmth already. I'll take the wide leg stance, turning to the side. And clasping the hands behind, draw the shoulder blades in, lift the chest up. And keep squeezing the legs towards the midline. So tone the inner thighs. Firm the buttocks so you can arch back without sinking into the lower back. Okay, lift the head up. And fold forward. You can release the hands, sliding them down the legs, or maintain that mudra. Soften the knees as necessary on the inhale until your hands can touch the mat. Then on the exhale, try to straighten the knees, folding forward with the head. Keep drawing the inner thighs towards the midline, lifting up through the kneecaps. And with the exhale, pulling the navel up and into the spine. Now walk the left hand forward. Cross the right arm underneath, holding the outside of the left leg. And then pull the elbows apart, twisting to look through that left side. Okay, now switch sides. Walk the right fingers forward. Thread the left arm underneath, turning to the right side. Pull the elbows apart, lift up through the lower belly, and press that right hip back. Good. Release the hands down. Start to lift the back up to stand. Okay. We'll do one more standing, which is to squat. Separate the feet hip distance or a little more. You can turn the toes out also to squat down. My knees popping like everybody's.
Like mine.
Mm-hmm. All right, squeeze the knees in against the elbows while the elbows press out and resist that so that you can hopefully balance with hands in prayer. Keep the chest broad, shoulders down. Good job. Now let the left hand rest on the floor. Take the right arm, lift it up. So you're twisting, looking up to that right hand. Okay, if you want to get crazy, you can also bind the right arm coming behind the back and the left arm wrapping around the front of the left knee. That's a bit of a bind. So don't need to hurt yourself. Just do whatever's in your repertoire. And then we'll switch sides now. We'll keep the right hand down, lift the left arm up. Very good. That's it. I call this the noose pose. Try a bind, wrap the left hand behind the back, lean forward, right arm goes in front of the shin or something. Anything you want to try is fine. We can try and keep the shoulder blades drawing down and into the back. Maybe the gaze is up over the left shoulder. And release, lower the hands, and you can sit down. Come to seated. Stretch out the legs straight and flex the ankles, staff pose. Now, if you feel like you're, falling back or rounding and collapsing or the chest, then you should sit up on a little height, like a blanket or a pair of blocks, or just use more support with the arms behind. Okay, let's see. So instead of leaning back behind the sitting bones, try and bring the crown and the shoulders right above the sitting bones. You can press down through the heels, sort of pull the lower back in. And keep the lower back drawing in while you lift the arms, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold forward. Okay. Inhale up halfway, bring those shoulders back away from the ears, and on the exhale, tighten the tummy and engage more muscular energy. Create steadiness with that strength. Ease with your breath. The combination of that steadiness and ease frees your mind to have infinite vision. Now lifting the back up. Bring the soles of the feet together for cobbler pose. This I definitely will want to be up on a little height, as my hips are not the most flexible. Okay, so to prevent my weight from falling back or my chest from collapsing, I'm going to pull up and back on the front of the ankles to help support and realign the lower back. Okay. On the inhale, get tall in the spine, and on the exhale, start to stretch forward, pressing on the inner thighs a little with the elbows, but knowing you don't want to force the pose. You can pulse that pressure, relaxing any pressure on the inhale, realigning the neck and shoulders, and then deepening the stretch on the exhale when your body is also engaging the muscles that you're stretching. Again, don't get too microscopic with your vision. Take off the blinders and see the bigger picture. All right, now lift up to straight back. Lift up the knees and straighten the left leg. We're going to Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. And press the right foot into the left thigh. Resist that pressure with equal force so that you engage the inner thighs and strengthen through the lower back. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold forward over that left hip, wherever you can reach. It may be the knee, or gradually increase the stretch over a series of breaths. Try not to tense up the shoulders. So use support for your hands, pushing down into the leg or into the floor. Good, that's right. Complete breaths in and complete breaths out. Lifting up on the inhalation, let's switch sides. Extend the right leg. Bend the left knee. Use muscular energy to establish your seat. Asana means sit, seat. And push down through the sitting bones. Engage here in the core. Then lengthen up through the crown. Lengthen the spine. Inhale to the fingertips. Then exhale, start to fold forward, letting the hands rest anywhere they fall. Because, you know, you're going to start off gradually. And with persistence, patience, keep combining that steadiness and ease to free your mind from its limited associations, identifications, and attachments. Release this side and sit it back up. And we're going to cradle this right leg. Circle in the hip. And gradually keep working this right shin closer to the chest. Support the outside of the ankle so it doesn't sickle, or the outside of the shin with your arms like forklift. Or bring that foot into the crook of the elbow if that's available. And try and sit back up straight. Shoulders down. Okay. Let's do the second side now with the left leg. Draw it back. Do some circles in the hip. Gradually work that left shin in towards the chest. And one side may be different than the other. Agni Stambhasana. Next, our fire legs pose. I'm going to put one shin parallel to the front of the mat, and then stack the second shin right there on top, like two fire logs on top of one another. I'm not the best at demonstrating this, sorry. Doing what I can with this knee. But just having good straight posture. Don't worry about how open your hips are. We're all different. One thing you can do to steady the pose is to put your palms against the soles of your feet and then press out with your feet against the palms to find that resistance. Okay? So now you know you're engaging the muscular energy in the legs. If you're really flexible, you can start to fold forward over the shins. Avoid the temptation of just collapsing down with the chin. Keep the chin level, the shoulders back. All right, now lift up and let's switch sides. The opposite shin down first, and then cross the second shin on top. Okay. Try and keep the ankle from, spraining out to the side. You may have to hold it to give it added support. Or try pressing the palms against the soles of the feet and push out with the balls of the feet against that resistance. And maybe one side you can fold forward. Lift up, uncross. Good. We can recline onto the back for plow pose. Okay, so lift the knees, bend the knees to the chest, grab the ankles, and then start to pull the ankles back behind the head to lift the hips into plow. And try and straighten the knees, lift the knees up away from your face. And now bend the knees and roll the back down, coming to happy baby, holding the ankles or the feet. Pull the knees towards the armpits. And you can add any sort of movement in the head, neck, turning the head like a wise old owl, or rocking in the hips, egg beater feet. All right. And we'll take the feet down to the mat and press the feet into the mat. Changing my mind. Now straighten the legs. I'm sorry. We'll go on into fish pose here. So with legs straight, bring the arms down by your side and lifting one buttocks at a time. Cup the hands underneath the buttocks. Okay. So the palms are holding the buttocks. And press the elbows into the ground. That lifts your chest up and arches the back. Your head can tip back. It doesn't need to touch the ground, but it can. Keep drawing the shoulder blades in and lift up the chest. This Matsyasana, or fish pose. Now, coming out of fish pose, lift your head, look down towards your toes, and then roll down onto your back so you can relax and release the hands. Okay. Finally, spinal twist. Just spread the arms in the T position and lift up the right knee to press the right foot into the floor. You're going to roll over onto your left side as you cross the right knee over. And maybe you'll hold that right knee with your left hand. On the inhale, lengthen the spine, straighten the bottom leg. With the exhale, tighten the tummy as you twist, look over the right shoulder. And when you're ready, release onto your back and switch legs. Right leg straight, left knee bent. We'll press that left foot down, swing the hips under, and roll onto the right hip, crossing the left knee to the side. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and on the exhale, tighten the tummy as you twist. And rest and release onto your flat back. Stretch out both legs and widen the legs, the width of the mat. Then lift the arms up over the shoulders and have another delicious full body stretch. Every muscle having one more good stretch, including the face, the mouth, and the tongue. And start to prepare your body for Shavasana by adding any added warm blankets, clothes. I'll be dimming the lights here. Very good. Make yourself warm and comfortable. Relax the body and allow it to find the space and time it needs to rest in stillness and peace. And when you've found a comfortable position for your body, begin to systematically relax those muscles in the face and eyes. Letting the eyes sink a little deeper into the eye sockets. So there's no need for outward vision. Your inner vision is what's infinite. And relaxing the mouth and jaw, the tongue slackens, the shoulders melt, and the arms sink heavily into the floor. And the hands can release any grasping or holding, because you don't need to do anything more with the hands or body. And the floor is holding your back, so you don't have to strengthen the back to rest. Let the floor hold you. You can breathe easily, naturally, and effortlessly, releasing any tension in the chest, any knots in the heart to begin to unravel. Freeing up any tension in the stomach, letting any knots there also loosen up and untie any tension. Unravel. And then to relax the hips and pelvis. Soften the muscles in the legs and the knees and the shins. The legs just resting heavily into the mat. And the feet relaxing. Toes uncurling. So all the large and small muscles of the feet and toes are loose and limp. And scanning your body, moving upward from the legs, and the hips, and the chest, just to release any final tension. Even though you're already very relaxed, you can relax even more, letting go totally now of any need to move. And let your mind rest in the infinite vision of the soul. Triambakam yajamahe Sugundim pushtivartanam Urvarukam iva bandhanam Mrityur mukshya mamritat. Yes, we worship the three-eyed one. You are the sweet fragrance of life. You are the one who brings healing and causes us to thrive. As in due time, the stem of the gourd weakens and is severed from the vine, may we too be liberated from the fear of death and attain immortality. Now start to deepen your breath and begin to reawaken the muscles with movement in your body. And roll over to your side. Allow your mind time to also come back into the present space and time. And gradually sit up to an easy seated pose. Did very well today and expanded your vision to infinity. Namaste.
So I'm curious.